The queen of pop is back. Ms. Hilary Duff is making our way to our hearts through the musical stylings of her gorgeous new album, Mature. And boy, critics have a lot to say about this. She also dropped one of probably the best interviews of the year, especially for all the millennial ladies out there who just are so in love with Hilary Duff. We need more of Hilary Duff on our screen than we do of a lot of other people. So we're going to dive into that. Blake Lively is also saying, no, 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 no. I promise you, Taylor is a witness. I swear. Now give me my 600 million. We're going to dive into some of her court filings. Candace Owens also won a very juicy award in the podcast space, and CNN was able to snag her for an exclusive interview. More on that in a bit. Kim K and Meghan Markle are both coming to our television. We've got a lot of critics saying a lot of different things about Kim K's latest show. We're going to dive into that. Meghan Markle's new show. And Sydney Sweeney says, in so little words, you know what, guys? Back off. All right, guys, welcome back to Behind the Headlines. It is so fun coming to you live on YouTube. We've only gone live about one other time, and that was so much fun. And it happened to be because my equipment was going down, and I was like, what do we do? What do we do? This whole big audio filing just went down. Let's just go live with my little camera on my computer screen. So if you like this style of going live, going off the cuff, please go ahead, give me a like, shoot a comment, let me know, because I've been really debating if we should just do a live show. I don't miss television in that way, but I miss the live aspect of it. I think it's so much more fun. It's so much more cheerful. So let me know if that is your vibe in the comments. I also just think it gives us something to look forward to. Like when I was thinking of, hey, we need a show, I always pictured myself morning show. I had done morning television. I always loved morning news. But morning news is it's not as like cheery as you think it would be unless you are on the national stage. So let me know if you like this style of content in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot to talk about today. Let's start off with the one and only Hilary Duff, my ladies and gentlemen. Hilary Duff makes her grand return to music with her raunchy Mature after 10 years. So she put out this album. We obviously can't listen to it here on YouTube for copyright reasons, but it says Mature features raunchy lyrics not previously heard in the Disney Channel's album's earliest songs. So some of the lyrics include, she's me, I'm her in a different font, just a few years younger with a new haircut, very Leo of you with her Scorpio touch, but now she sings in her first verse, going down on her on your vintage rug, but she's so impressed by your best quetty, and she thinks you're deep in the ways you're not. She looks like the other girls, but blonder, a little like me, just younger, but she loves when she hears you say you're so mature for your age. Babe, she looks like she could be your daughter, but like me before I got smarter. So this is such a bop. I am so excited for this album. Here's a little clip of her and her husband kind of debuting it, and they just seem like the cutest couple on earth.
I feel like it's the right first move.
I think so.
You do?
You're a mature gal.
You're gonna die tonight. It's your last day on earth. Did you know? You're a mature gal. You're dead.
You are dead. Hilary Duff is just like every millennial girl's best friend. Take a look at the music video. It's such a bop. It's so cute. Hilary Duff, I think, is what every person that is like in the sphere right now, especially the females in the public eye. I'm not trying to pit females against each other, but I think a lot of females really like want to have this vibe, like this Hilary Duff vibe, that she's your best friend. We are obsessed with her. We will ride or die till dawn. We will ride at dawn for Hilary Duff. And I think a lot of people are trying to like become that best friend in the public sphere, and they just never had that brand. Hilary Duff has always had that brand because she grew up with us. She just did the best, smartest, most iconic interview for her marketing, and that was really leaning into her nostalgia and going on Jake Shane, who has the podcast Therapus's podcast, and she really just leans into the nostalgia. They talk about all the good juicy things that you would want. They talk about what Lizzie McGuire was like, how she's different than Lizzie. Like, take a look. Here is where she's talking about the new album.
Media.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like the
for sure.
highlights.
Yes. Do you want to talk about your single? Because by the time this comes out, it'll be announced.
Yeah, for sure.
Mature.
Yeah.
Where was the inspiration behind that? What was it like creating it?
Yeah, with Mature, it's a really fun song, and I feel like it's myself talking to my younger self about an experience that we had and just reflecting on it and being okay with it and having like, you know, a little like tongue-in-cheek moment with yourself and like accepting your past and like being good with where you landed.
Right.
So what's really interesting about this is you feel from Hillary that she has a lot of different feelings about this whole career trajectory. And again, this is like the best interview of all time. I usually put interviews at 2x speed, and I didn't for this. Like, I wanted all the reactions. I wanted all the nuance in what she was saying. And this was just so much fun. But I can see that I think there's something that she feels like there was like missing in her career. I hope she has such a successful launch too, Kat. Like, you can tell there's some pain throughout her story. And I think a lot of it comes from her saying that she was so known for Lizzie that there's always like a push and pull when people would say, you're my childhood, because she's like, that's great, but I'm 38 years old now. And so she's saying like it's been 20 years. It's been 25 years since I did that role. Will I always be known for that role? Obviously she's known for so much, but when she talks about the other Disney stars like Selena Gomez, like just like the Disney stars who blew up, I feel like she feels like she wasn't a part of that, even though she was so iconic. Like, she is the most iconic Disney person for us millennials, right? Like Miley Cyrus, love her, but we didn't grow up watching her. We grew up watching Hillary Duff, Lizzie McGuire. She had such bangers, and yet I think she still feels a sense that something is missing. Like, she didn't quite land where she wants to land right at this moment. But I personally hope she goes on tour. Go ahead, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments, do you want Hillary Duff to go on tour? It seems like she's going to go on tour. And I love that she gets to like embrace this kind of like more raunchy side of her. She said this is the direction that we wanted Lizzie McGuire reboot to go into the new year. And it just like didn't happen when they were trying to release that reboot. No one at Disney wanted to go down that direction. So she's like, I can't make a show about a 30-year-old if, you know, like, you're not letting me play the reality of what an actual 30-year-old is. Now, what's really interesting about this, guys, is that this actually touches on things that we've talked about in the Blake Lively world of like curating your own image in 2025. So she talks about what tabloid culture used to be like. So I want you to hear that. And then we're going to talk about what she says it is now. And I think this is going to be really interesting.
The one and only Botox.
And of course, there's a Botox ad. So we will wait for that. But no, I'm really excited. This was my favorite interview. You should listen to the whole thing. It's going to bring so much joy and so much just love into your heart. Jake Shane was really popping off, and it's great too. I had never even knew who he was, but listen to this and what she says about just celebrity culture fandom.
I think just because I like grew up in the time of like Scandal and like them wanting to like catch you doing something. Everybody wanted to catch me doing something bad. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was crossing the street with my friend Marco, and I was in front of Kitson, and it was like when jelly bags were cool, like see-through jelly bags. And a paparazzi took a picture of me and was like, there's a condom in her bag. And I don't know if it was a condom or like a valet ticket. It was a square piece of paper in my bag. And all of a sudden I got a phone call from my mom, and she was like, is there a condom in your bag? And blah, blah, blah. It was like this. And I just remember feeling like I'm in trouble. I'm caught. I did something bad. And I was just like a normal aged
How old were you?
I think I was like 17 or something. Like, I'm like, I don't know. It was a condom. I think I'm being safe.
You know what though? I actually, there's the
Yeah, so he's talking about how
Back
that
then,
wasn't
right.
real.
I wasn't like spilling out the clubs with like other.
But then she talks about how just like they were so chased by, the paparazzi culture back then, and it really created just like a disgusting time.
Teen stars and stuff.
right. Did you ever like?
Spill out the club? Sure did.
Yeah. Was it fun? Like, what was clubbing culture like back then? With no
So
phones,
fun.
like
No phones. Yeah. Yeah. I remember like a lot of the times people would like run me out the back door because like police would be like coming in.
right?
I'd be like underage.
right.
But it was just fun. Like it was we used to spend 3 hours getting ready to go out.
Stop.
Can you imagine?
No.
And we wouldn't go out.
Okay, so then she talks about now how celebrity culture is very different, the paparazzi culture, which leads us to even what we're talking about in the Blake Lively case.
By him.
What?
Yeah, babe.
He would draw
Yes.
dicks on people's faces?
Yeah.
Oh, they're talking about Perez Hilton here and how he used to cover celebrities. And it seems like Perez, at least in my eyes, has really grown up in his coverage. But yeah, she's talking about how bad that was and nowadays.
Yeah. You don't know this? Do you guys know this? You're all babies.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
I knew he like drew stuff, but I didn't know it was that vulgar.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
And he just did it. He just ripped it and didn't care.
Yeah.
Damn. Dude, did you let yourself get like offended by that, or were you like, this is fucking stupid?
I think it depended on the day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you.
Sure, back then versus now in terms of like,
Oh, I have a big one.
yeah.
Now you can curate your entire life how you want people to see it.
Mm.
You couldn't do that back then. So now people have like TikTok, Instagram, and you can like curate exactly what you want people to see and know. And back then, people just assumed, and it was like you didn't get to make up your own narrative like you do now.
Right.
You know
And
what
you
I
can
mean?
like also quickly respond to things.
Yeah.
And just be like, no, yes, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen to
Like,
this.
was there ever times where you were like wanting to respond to stuff and you just like couldn't because you didn't have the platform to do so? Like you didn't have like a blog to be like, this isn't true, or like,
Yeah, but people like you still really can't
yeah, I guess you
do
can.
that now. Like you
Yeah.
can say it, but people are gonna like assume what they want, right? Or like there's endless like TikTok people digging
Yes.
a journey of whatever, you know?
Yeah, it's
Is that- was that
crazy.
A normal
No, yes,
sentence.
it's exactly correct.
So she points out that, like, obviously nowadays it's so different because, like celebrities can control how they are, curated in this world and online. But yeah, how times have really changed where now you can protect your image. But even she says, typically people aren't going to like you're still not going to address things because no matter what, people will believe what they want to believe, right? I want you to hear this of her fear of being known forever as Lizzie. And then I think you guys should go ahead and check out Jake Shane's podcast because it's really wonderful and I loved it so much. Okay, so 4059.
No. And people loved it. But when it was finally on Netflix like a year ago or something, and everybody thought it was like this new show, it was really fun just to have everyone like fall in love with it over again. And then, the Lizzie of it all is like,
Oh, and I think my computer just went down. But essentially, she explains how, it is such a dichotomy because she is still so known for Lizzie McGuire, yet she's 38 years old. So what I thought that was really interesting, taking this into the Blake Lively case, is I love that Hillary says, like, no matter what, you can't control what people think. You could come on your megaphone and still people are going to think whatever they want about you, right? So I think that's really interesting. Happy Friday, Cat Cass. I think it's really interesting when some celebrities like Blake Lively, they're trying to control the narrative so badly because you have celebrities like Hilary Duff who have been in the public eye for way longer, right? Like for her entire childhood. She's 38. She started acting when she was 8 years old. So over 30 years. And Hilary Duff is able to maintain such a beautiful, warm, kind, easy to work with, like girl's best friend personality because she knows when to clap back, when not to clap back. Like she doesn't cause anything to clap back for, but I love what she's talking about. You guys should go check out her new album. It's so good. It's mature and it's now streaming. And also check out that interview that Jake shared. And let's head into Blake Lively news now. Thank you for working with me on the technical. This is only our second time going live. But throw me a comment in the comments if you want us to do more live shows, because I think that would be really fun and I miss live news. So what's really interesting that we've seen in the past few days is that Blake Lively is demanding money, right? Which is what she's been doing this whole time. But now we're seeing it in really clear, black and white, like massive numbers, which just goes to tell me a few different things, which is one, she really thinks highly of herself. Like she really thinks highly of her net worth. And two, they're pushing Justin Baldoni's team to settle. Everyone wants to settle. I don't believe that Justin Baldoni wants this to go to court. Maybe he does. But if he does, he'd probably be the only one because then it would just be even more money. It would be more publicity. But yeah, so interesting guys, because just last night, Deadline put out this article. And let me share it with you. And it is saying, it ends in red. Blake Lively names Taylor Swift, Hugh Jackman, WME, and Sony Brass as potential witnesses in Justin Baldoni trial. Reveals big bucks lost from alleged smear campaign. Blake Lively says Justin Baldoni, obviously his misconduct. And now she wants her money back, but triple the amount. Newly unsealed disclosure documents reveal that Blake Lively's bottom line in her ongoing SH and retaliation battle is over $600 million. Now, what I find really interesting is that they talk about the fact that add to that, the simple favor actress is naming people, very famous names, including individuals Taylor Swift, who could have discoverable information for next year. It's so fascinating that she's still trying to get Taylor Swift in this when Taylor Swift clearly wants nothing to do with this. A trial that will see A-lister Lively, who was married to the very well-heeled Ryan Reynolds, seeking punitive damages in an amount not less than 3 times the amount of Miss Lively's actual damages. Those actual damages being estimated to be in the vicinity of $161 million when all is said and done. So doing this rough math and accountability, she's asking for nearly $500 million. Now, for those who have not seen, the breakdown of what specifically she is fighting for, I want you to go ahead and take a look. We have, let's see if it'll share. Is it sharing? Okay. So we have lost earnings in the amount of not less than $56 million in economic damages, subject to expert testimony, lost profits in about $71 million, non-economic damages, which is the pain and suffering, which should be her entire case, right? Like her whole thing was that she experienced pain and suffering. She's asking for way less, which I actually find fascinating. It says pain, suffering, physical pain, and humiliation in the range of $250,000 to $400,000. Reputational damage in the amount of $34 million. You really wonder, like, what is this person making each year? Because there is no way that, you could be asking for this amount. She says punitive damages in amount not less than 3 times the amount of Miss Lively's actual damages and all attorney fees covered. I just don't think this is going to happen. It's really interesting. That's why I really think they're pushing to settle, because the amount they're asking for is so ginormous. When, like, one could argue, it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out if it does go to court, because one could argue that the massive amount of damages came from her filing. this CRD complaint and starting all of this. So how can you really accumulate how much money you may have lost? I guess you'd have to do the math of like, how much money were we, set to make between the months of August to December before she filed the CRD complaint? Because this is a CRD complaint and the New York Times article that caused all the damages for everyone, right? It wasn't her, like, so basically they would have to figure out the amount of money that she would have lost during those 4 months, not beyond, because beyond that, you can't argue that it was Justin Baldoni's team's doing. So I find that all really interesting. I just can't see this going to court because nothing ever goes to court. Like, you saw the Diddy trial, that didn't go to court. I mean, I should say, you saw the Diddy trial. Like, you're not going to see this get an amazing conclusion, I don't think. I think it's going to be that they settle out of court and everything's going to be very hush-hush. And that's what I meant with the Diddy trial. Of everything was so hush-hush afterwards. I really hope that we get to hear what's going to happen, but I don't know if that is going to actually be what happens. So you guys have to be ready for that. Now, who is ready is Miss Kim Kardashian, ladies and gentlemen, because Miss Kim Kardashian is like, I don't really give an F if you like or hate my show. So obviously her show, All's Fair, has gotten, not the best reviews. And when I say not the best, I mean 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is just weird because Rotten Tomatoes, there's only 20 critics who gave reviews, 5%. The Kardashians have their hands in everything in Hollywood. So if they really wanted a higher score, I'm sure that they could have hit up their critics to make this happen. And of course, everyone has all their different thoughts on Kim Kardashian. And I just want to take a look, like, all together. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer because I don't know, doesn't look that.
Check me out, gorgeous.
Ooh.
Men, they are terrified of women in power.
Enough! This is sick.
God, I love my job.
I'm icy.
Let's do this.
Gorgeous.
Okay, here's the thing. It is a fun, campy show. I haven't seen it yet, actually. I'm going to watch it this weekend with my father. I'm heading to Cleveland to visit some fam, but I am really curious if y'all think that it was good, it was bad. Now, what's interesting is the director responded, and he said, All's Fair director responds to critics asking viewers to have an open mind about Kim Kardashian-led series. Anthony Hemingway, who helmed 4 episodes of the buzzy legal drama. That's what we all have to remember. This is a campy, fun, kooky show. So it's not a show that is like going to be like the next Scandal. And I think the problem with this is, he says, as the reality star led show, as well as Sarah Paulson's foul-mouthed antagonist and those scathing early reviews. Sarah Paulson's like one of the best actresses of our time. So the producer is asking for some grace. So they say, in the 2 years since Hulu greenlit a glossy legal drama from 2 of the biggest names in Hollywood, TV viewers have waited with bated breath to see how Kardashian, the reality star and business mogul, who is now just days away from finding out whether she passed the California bar, would measure up against the stacked cast, including Glenn Close, Naomi Watts, Niecy Nash Betts, and Sarah Paulson, and Teyana Taylor. Fed up with never being taken seriously by the older white male colleagues at their white shoe law firm, All Fair's attorneys, Allura Grant, Liberty Johnson, blah, 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 they open up about them wanting an all-female practice. So Kim has said many, many times that this role was basically like her. Like, she's playing a lawyer. They wrote the role for her. That's how they came up with the series. So essentially, they're saying, like, give this a shot. Here, let's pull up. However, the verdict has not gone in the cast or creative team's favor. After the first 3 episodes launched on Wednesday, critics have called All's Fair the worst TV show of the year, slamming the series for being so fascinatingly, incomprehensibly, exponentially terrible, and unforgivingly dull, despite its campy melodrama that isn't even ripe for hate watching. Oh my God, it's not even ripe for hate watching. Talk about never getting one of these actors to do an interview with you again. Kardashian's performance is stiff and effectless. Excuse me. And let's see what else they said. Without a single authentic note merits her very presence, which succeeds as generating buzz and not much else, feels fitting for a show that seems to want not to be watched so much as mine for viral bits and pieces. Blah, 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 blah. Given that the showrunner, how do you work with him early on? But yeah, essentially his team is like, listen, ooh, here we go. Here we go. So the producer says that, is there a deeper underlying reason, or is there, oh, okay. They're talking about the firm. A lot of us who's connected. Immediately clear. Let's see. Okay. They've been finding opportunities for mediation. That's where it's left up to the individuals. So basically, they're saying, you're not going to please. Here we go. Okay. I'm like, okay, where's the good, juicy stuff? And this is where going live is like, to me, because on air, on TV, you only have like a few seconds to grab people's attention. But anyway, the producer says you're not going to please everyone. You may have certain criticisms while there are a million others who love it. I think the show holds a mirror up to each person who watches it. It's just about, can you connect to it, or can you relate to it? Can you see yourself? It may be out of your league. It may not be anything you can connect to. And I think that goes for anything that gets presented on screen. It's entertainment, it's a comedy, and it's a matter of finding ways to tap into real conversations and real human dynamics in a different way. Every time you meet any sort of difference, it takes a minute to either develop a taste for it or not. It may not be for you, and that's okay. But I personally enjoy the show. I had a lot of fun relating to it in my own way. Not everybody is for everybody. Not everything is for everybody. And you can't also expect one person to define something and for that to be the totality of what it is. I don't agree with that. So are you guys going to watch All's Fair? I am really now very interested. Like, now I want to watch it. So it says, E reports that Kim Kardashian has priceless reaction to All's Fair criticism. Let's take.
I don't want to miss this.
All right. Let's see what Miss Kim K has to say. The ads got to pay your bills.
Kardashian is blaming ChatGPT for failing her law exams. The Kardashian star, who graduated from her law program in May, reveals that she used ChatGPT to help her study for her school exams, but it occasionally steered her in the wrong direction. Kim tells her All's Fair co-star Teyana Taylor during their November 3rd appearance on Vanity Fair's Lie Detector Test series, "I use it for legal advice, so when I need to know the answer to a question, I'll take a picture and put it in there." Teyana goes on to ask Kim if she considers that method as cheating, but the Skims founder immediately points out the machine's many flaws, saying, "They're always wrong. It has made me fail tests all the time, and then I'll get mad and I'll
Okay, this is
yell
about
at it.
weirdly
You made me
her.
fail. Why did you do that?"
Okay. Weirdly, this is about her um cheating was fair. Okay, this fantastic TikToker, I think, summed it up in a great way. I'm sorry, guys. My computer is freezing. Okay. The Hollywood Reporter called it an unforgivably dull Hulu drama. Do you see this? Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's just going to hate on it. But again, Guys, that was crazy. Can you see me? That was wild. I do not know what just happened. I don't even know if you can see me. This is only my second time going live. So let me know in the comments. I'm sorry, guys. That was crazy. So anyway, what I found was really interesting is that someone on TikTok, I think, had a really, really great kind of like review of the show. And that's exactly how I feel. So listen to what this guy has to say.
From the critics. Like, in a normal world, 15 years ago, this show would have had a semi-successful 7-season run on Wednesday nights on ABC. And I genuinely mean that. Like, yeah, Kim's acting is bad, but like, obviously, like, not because like, the thing is, Kim tried. I actually will come to defense of Kim and say that when she acted in American Horror Story, her acting there was way better because one, she wasn't the lead, and two, her character was supposed to be like a lot more cunty. And so she kind of succeeded at that, where in this show, her character has to be like a lot more emotional, and it is the lead, and she has to emote, which she can't. Face is frozen to the gods. You look great, but like that's just what it is. The acting in All's Fair from Kim is 4 out of 10. However, it gets better as the episodes go on. And I'll also say, I think I don't even think it's Kim's acting that's bad. I think it's the fact that her presence is distracting. That's what it is. Like, because but she has good chemistry with the cast. So I think that overcompensates, and the cast is strong. Also, guys, I'm tired of thinking that we should take this show seriously. Ryan Murphy maybe wrote this show to get at least 1 Emmy, but he didn't write it for critics to like compare it to Succession. He just didn't do that for you. He wanted to write a fun little campy country drama about lawyers who are outrageous and like wear thongs to work, like something that we would talk about, because not everything has to be consumed for art. I'm so sorry. Like I'm all about having fun. This show, by the way, is literally 3 steps above And Just Like That. And y'all watched that shit for 3 years. You think this show won't go on for 14 seasons? It's so bad that I have to. It's so bad that I'm hooked. You can also tell the critics are being nefarious because they say things in their reviews like, this is highly unrealistic how they solve all their cases within like an episode. And I'm like, wait, what? They did the same shit in Scandal, babe. Like, there's a lot of unrealistic things about All's Fair. One, the fashion, and 2, the houses they live in. Like, yeah, no, I know they all look like they live like Jeff Bezos. Like, but I feel like everybody knows that's fake. Like,
this creator honestly is just so funny to me. And I think he said exactly how I felt about the entire situation of like Kim Kardashian playing a lawyer on television. I'm sure it's not going to be like Olivia Pope quality, but she's going to bring something that'll be fun for people to watch. But also it's Kim Kardashian. Like, you know, this is why it's so hard. This is why back in the day, celebrities didn't want you to know too much about their lives, which is really ironic because now celebrities are all over Instagram, Facebook, and all those things, right? But back in the day, they wanted to keep more of an allure, more like Leonardo DiCaprio, because they wanted to keep themselves separate from acting. This is why it's so hard for reality stars to bridge that gap, because you already know her as Kim K. Like, obviously, we've known Kim for, 20, 30 years. So it'll be really interesting to see. Obviously, another person that people are just having lots of thoughts about in terms of returning to acting is Miss Meghan Markle. Oh boy. Meghan Markle is returning to acting, and it says that she's actually going to be playing herself. So take a look at this article from British Vogue. Now, this will be really interesting if she does end up playing herself. It says Meghan Markle is making a surprise return to acting. It's been 8 years since her last acting role, playing the paralegal. As reported, she's going to make a cameo as herself. Okay, she's going to make a cameo. This doesn't seem like that big of a deal. In Close Personal Friends, a film that stars Lily Collins, Brie Larson, Jack Quaid, and Henry Golding. Ironic. Henry Golding, who we just saw in Blake Lively's movies, is now going to be acting alongside Meghan Markle throughout her career. She appeared in all these movies, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it just says she's going to have a cameo. I think people are like making this into the craziest thing. It's not like she won an award for being the number one podcaster in the world. Nope. Who won that? Candace Owens. That's wild. She won the award for being the number one podcast in the world. I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? She pulls in millions every night. I actually did a whole expose on how many people she's pulling in every night and also just like her techniques. Obviously, they're very controversial subjects that she's very passionate about. Passion is number one when it comes to storytelling, but also there's different things that Candace Owens does throughout her storytelling techniques that really keep you hooked and keep you watching. So if you're interested in learning kind of behind the scenes of that, go ahead and watch my expose. It's on my YouTube channel. But what's fascinating is that Candace Owens did a sit down with none other than CNN. It's on CNN All Access, so it looks like you need a membership to it. But take a look at this clip. This is, she's saying a lot without saying a lot. Okay, hold on.
When you say you believe that Charlie Kirk was betrayed by someone close to him, what do you mean?
I think that in the coming weeks, there's going to be a lot of financial reports that are coming out. And I, first and foremost, do not believe that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. I want to be very clear on that. Whether he was involved, I think the answer is yes. I think that's obvious. And
your basis for saying he didn't act alone is what?
I don't know, maybe the weird Fed messages that were concocted out of thin air that had no timestamp and were written like they were speaking in 1822, among other things. Their lack of an ability to answer any basic questions about what took place.
But do you have any proof that the messages were made up? Because that would be easily proven.
Yeah, but they didn't put timestamps on them, and Discord came out and said they didn't exist.
This was supposedly text messages, not Discord messages. It's my understanding from the indictment.
I actually did not read that they were text messages.
The indictment calls them text messages.
What would it be like the feds are like on a computer, like typing it out back and forth?
That's exactly what it is. The feds made up the text messages.
But you don't have anyone from like the FBI telling you that, or law
I have
enforcement?
leaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has anyone leaked to you?
And Tyler Robinson
What has anyone said to you, even off the record, like, yeah, we faked these?
I have very strong sources everywhere on both sides.
Well, I look forward to seeing the evidence of that.
Sure. Because when we keep talking about evidence, it's like, who's going to present that evidence? Like the mainstream media? Like who are you expecting to come out?
That would be a hot story.
No, it wouldn't be.
It would be.
It wouldn't be.
If the FBI, like if I had a source telling me, like if I had proof that the FBI faked those messages, that would be an enormous story.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we live in a post-Epstein world and we know how stories get shut down.
Okay. Can we just comment on the journalist, God bless her heart, for, going against Candace Owens, because that's a lot. She just seems like the kookiest person to be doing this interview. Like, this is going to get eaten up online. Mark my words.
You believe that
just her whole demeanor and like, of course, like it's almost like she's on like drugs, or she's like a little bit drunk. She's like, of course, that would be such a good story on CNN. And Candace Owens is just like, absolutely not. That's going to be made into like 12,000 memes, mark my words. But does it surprise you at all that now she's the number one podcast in the world?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Because today is obviously a day of celebration. Yes, in case you missed it, we officially have become the number one podcast in the world, and the haters stay mad. It's here. You are here. We are all number one in the world. It's been trending on Twitter. It's been so exciting. Look at this. Candace Owens' podcast.
And again, she's tackling like massive issues. She actually credits the coverage of the Brigitte Macron case, which is just so interesting to me. That whole case, like, wow, there's just so much going on, guys. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties with my software going down. Yeah, no promotions, girly. I think that's wild. Like, no promotions, no ads. Obviously, and I think a lot of like new people, I'm teaching our YouTube Buzz Builder Bootcamp, and obviously coming off the Daily Wire, she was bringing in millions of viewers. So when she made Candace, she brought in all of those viewers to Daily Wire, right? It's the same thing that we saw with Brett Cooper. So you can't compare with like newer podcasts, but good for her. Shannon said she binged all 3 episodes of the Kim Kardashian's All's Fair Shannonos. I want to know from you. Look at your cute little dog. I want to know from you, was it good? Because actually, I'm going to watch at least 1 episode. We got to watch at least 1 episode, guys. We just got to. So it seems like, for the most part, it really seems like this whole Meghan Markle making some big TV appearance. This isn't a big TV appearance. It literally says she's in a cameo by herself. So it's to obviously drum up the clicks. She's doing a lot on Instagram, I've noticed. Yeah, just it's opposite of what Hillary Duff does, which is fine. Just lean into that. Lean into your love of being so ultra curated and ultra polished. I don't think it's landing. That's why it's not landing. But, do you, boo? Like if you want to go make honey and sell $80 candles, that is your prerogative. I'm really excited because tomorrow is week 2 of our YouTube Buzz Builder Bootcamp. And when I tell you, it has been filling my soul, like it is so much fun. I've always coached actors. Like I've literally coached thousands of actors at this point. I had a company that I built from the ground up from social media, Voice Masters. I was also a social producer on TV shows and obviously worked in multimedia production for over 15 years. To be able to share my knowledge of the YouTube space is so heartwarming for me. I also created a separate channel called Beekeeper Media that I'm going to be dropping free resources for you guys. So I'll go ahead and pin that in the comments. But if you're interested in hopping in my next bootcamp, I'm going to do the next one live as well. I'm having it in January. So you could take a month off and you can join us in January. What is so much fun is everything that we're going over. Like it is, I was just working on the week 2 materials and it is actually crack cocaine. Like I am so excited for it. We talk about like the psychology and how to use psychology when it comes to YouTube and clarifying who your audience is, what they're looking for. We're talking about like retention and watch time. And this week we're going to be diving into story structure and thumbnails and titles and just really honing in on each individual person. I always wanted something like this because I felt like when I have spent, so much money on social media coaching and courses and all those things, which is fine if it had like the payoff, like if it was actually teaching me what I felt like I needed to learn. And this is the type of experience I would have wanted to have. But again, obviously, like not a lot of people can give it once their companies are way too big. Like you can't just like sit down with people once a week and do what I'm doing, which is like that direct hands-on one-on-one support. We have such incredible, it's all women in this one, but we're open to men and women. And again, it's going to start our next one in January. So if you want to hop in, I'll meet with you once a week. And I'll also have pre-recorded videos as well that you can watch then. We're doing it all live for this session and it's been amazing. But then you can learn as well. We're literally critiquing your channels. We're teaching you everything about the platform. So if you want to get in, it's the YouTube Buzz Builder Bootcamp. We have a discount for you. It starts in January. And I just know it's going to be so much fun. Okay. We got an update from Shannon on the Kim Kardashian show. She said a bunch of cringeworthy moments, acting dialogue, but I kind of liked it. Okay, this is kind of how I feel like it's going to be. There are so many shows out there that are like not that good. It's like us watching Hallmark movies in the fall. It's like we know they're not going to be that good, but we love watching them anyway. She says first episode is definitely the cringiest, but clothes are amazing and the story is kind of fun, interesting. Okay, tonight, guys, who's with me? Tonight, I'm going to watch All's Fair. So I'm going to Cleveland this weekend, and then me and Alan, my husband, we have some exciting news coming next week. Nothing too crazy. I feel like that just made me sound so crazy, but nothing crazy. I still have to, this platform, guys, I'm used to live television. I wish I had a director like ready because this is actually crazy. But we have some exciting updates for you guys coming next week. So, yeah, I'm going to share a little personal update for you next week. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit crazy for us. And I really want to hear from you. Did you enjoy this live experience? I know we had so many technical difficulties on this time that we went live. This is only our second time going live, but I want to hear from you. If you enjoyed it, if you want to see more live shows, I'm really open to it. We're bringing on a producer in January who also worked in the news industry, and we're going to be pumping out content left and right. And like I said, I'm going to have a totally separate channel for creator resources at Beekeeper Media. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll link that in the pinned comments below. And if you're interested in joining the January Live Bootcamp, go ahead, sign up. Link is in the comments. You can always shoot me an email if you want to chat, ashley@ashleybtv.com. I hope you guys have such a beautiful, stay warm weekend. It's always hard saying goodbye at the end. This is why I do better with pre-recorded videos. But I love you guys. And thank you guys so much for those who were able to join the live stream. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Ciao.